Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Saturday, January 6th, 2018. Definitely the coldest day so far. Right now, it's 3 in the afternoon. It's 3 below zero outside. The wind is not as bad today, but it's still a wind out there. It is freaking cold. So it's actually partly cloudy day today, and it's funny because as of right now, and we're still bringing in power, I just went out and checked, we have brought in 1.6 kilowatt hours so far today. We ended up bringing in 1.4 kilowatt hours yesterday. So on the coldest day of the year, we end up bringing in the most power so far. So that's a good sign for us as far as the solar goes. You know, the days are, like I said, they're starting to get a little bit longer. It's not much yet so far, but they're getting longer, and as long as we get some sunshine out there, we bring in some solar, and we're able to run on the solar more so than having to run the generator. Now that being said, we're still running on the generator quite a bit this time of year. Again, the ultimate goal is to completely wean the generator off altogether, and then we can strictly work on just the solar and hopefully bring in enough power wintertime wise that we have more than enough power to take care of our needs. And that's what we're working on. That's what we will continue to work on. So today, like I said, it's realistically what I did today. I went out this morning, I cleaned off the solar panels, I gassed up the generator, which we haven't, again, like I said, at this point, haven't had it turn on yet. I just, like I said, I just checked the solar. Man, this really is warm. Hold on. So I just like I said, just checked on the solar, and the solar is good. So we're still going to run on solar for a while, probably at least another hour or so, and then we'll end up going to the generator. But that's okay. I mean, like I said, it's that time of year. It's what we have to do. I have to turn this, guys, because this is really killing me. This heat on my back. Okay, so anyway, it's been nice having the wood inside to be able to just go ahead and feed the fire. And there, like I said, the advantages of getting the wood inside, if there's any kind of moisture in the wood when you bring it in, it gets more of an opportunity to dry out before you burn it. So that helps too, because, you know, being real dry, and the wood stove is right here, so it's drying out the wood that much more. Hello, Miss Soxy, yes. So anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, other than how wonderfully cold it is, I know that I just talked to a friend of mine up in Rochester, and they got about a foot of snow up there. And like I said, we were blessed in that aspect. We did not, I mean, I got a dusting of snow on the panels this morning. Had a dusting yesterday, maybe an inch the morning before that. So it hasn't been bad snow-wise. Now, we still probably got better than a foot of snow on the ground already, but that's, you know, neither here nor there. But I guess he said that they got about a foot of snow from this storm down in Rochester. So that's good. They can enjoy it, and I hope they did. So, but no, it's but he's hunkered down too. It's very cold where he's at as well. Things that I want you guys to think about, you know, with a situation like this kind of weather, and you know, I know a lot of you are preppers that are watching the channel, and anybody that's a newbie that's just started watching, that's considering prepping and stuff like that, I want you to take into consideration, like I said, these are like perfect days to think about. If the power went out, now my phone's ringing, I'll have to look at that later. If the power went out and it was not going to come back on tomorrow, what are you going to do in that situation? How ready are you for that type of an emergency to happen? And realistically, that's what prepping is about. It's not about, you know, hoping for the end of the world to come. It's about, prepping is for me personally, prepping is a couple of things. It's being ready for whatever disaster comes down the road. We never know what's going to happen. So, I mean, it could be any myriad of things. I mean, there's too many things that could happen that, you know, for us to even begin to contemplate. But at the same time, I'm trying to make myself as self-sufficient as I possibly can. So there's where the homesteading aspect of it comes in. And, you know, like I said, with our future plans here at the homestead, and those are going to start really, hopefully, more so going into effect this year. Like I said, with adding the chickens, with upgrading the solar some more, hopefully getting a greenhouse in this year, you know, getting and making the garden bigger this year. Doing those type of things is going to help us immensely down the road. And that's what you have to think about. You have to think about, you can't think about, okay, something is going to happen this year. Now, could it? Sure it could. At the same time, it might not. We don't know. There's no way of knowing, okay, realistically. So you can't live in fear. Now, you have to be smart at the same time in the aspect that you need to be prepared for whatever's coming, okay? And I'm a big believer in that. I believe that you need to be ready for whatever. I've talked over and over and over again about food, so I'm not going to really hammer on it that much on this video. But having enough food to survive whatever's coming is very, very important in my opinion. That being said, you know, being prepared and being ready is just a smart way to be. Being as self-sufficient as you possibly can be. Putting yourself in a situation where, you know, you can look at things realistically and say, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I want to get done. Make that plan. Like I talked about in a previous video, new year, let's make a list of 10 things that you want to accomplish this year. 5 easy, 5 hard, okay? Write them out, get them going, and start banging them off, okay? Something as easy as expanding your garden this year. That could be an easy thing to put onto your list. Or to start gardening this year, even on a small scale, okay? Get in the habit. Get started doing it. Get some of those fresh produce coming in. That's realistically what you want to try to do. See what works, see what doesn't work. The best time to find out what's going to work and what's not going to work is before an emergency, before SHTF happens, that you are prepared, that you are ready for those, and you can say, hey, you know what? I can take those seeds and I can germinate them and I can make plants and I can have my own plants and I have my greenhouse so I can start my plants earlier. I mean, up here in the Northeast, I mean, we can't start our gardens in, you know, February like a lot of you guys in the South can do. So you have that advantage over us that way. So, but if I have my greenhouse, I can start getting my stuff going a lot sooner than I could normally. And that's really, really important. And I'm going to really, that's one of the things I want to really focus on this year. So anyway, you know, like I said, we'll see how that all goes. That's, you know, that's one of those things. And like I said, getting chickens and adding those. And down the road, adding meat rabbits, adding goats. And, you know, maybe then after that, I got a hair in my mouth. After that, adding a pig in the spring. Raise it up all year and butcher it in the fall. That way we'd have plenty of bacon, ham, and every freaking thing else. But it would be homegrown. We knew where it came from. And, you know, we were able to harvest it, which would be absolutely awesome. And so that's the game plan. That's part of what we're trying to do. And we will get there. I have a 1-year plan. I have a 2-year plan. I have a 5-year plan. I have a 10-year plan, and I have a 15-year plan. You know, if we get the time, a lot of things will come into fruition. And I'm really excited about that, you know. And I'm excited to share it with you guys to show you, regardless of what age you are, you can still get these things done, even if it's on a smaller scale. You can live off-grid. You can live off-grid with kids, you know. Those things are all possible. And, you know, believe me, if I can do it, I'm just an average dude, nothing special about me. You know, I'm a nurse for a living, so I don't have the carpentry skills. I don't have a lot of those skills that you need to do those things. I mean, I've been growing a garden and been involved in gardening since I was a kid. So that gives me a little bit of an advantage that way. Tried an experiment 2 years ago with the buckets. Didn't work out so well. We had a really hot summer that year, so they did not do well at all. Last year, everything else did great except for the tomatoes. So, I mean, I had an abundance of food as far as cucumbers and zucchini, and we had a ton of peppers, and, you know, cucumbers did great as well. So, all those things, you know, the other things did very, very well. And I gave a lot of that food away because that's what I like to do. It makes me feel good to help other people out. And so anyway, but have a plan, work towards your plan, set your goals, and reach those goals. That's what it's really all about. Without hope, there's nothing, okay? If you don't have hope, what are you living for? So having that hope of, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to accomplish, and make it happen. That's what it's all about. It really, truly is. And, you know, like I said, we are a perfect example of that. I mean, like I said, I am nobody special, guys. I'm really not. And I just have a willpower that says I'm not going to fail. And, you know, and we're not going to. Like I said, we're in going into our third year here, and it's been an adventure. It's been interesting, and I look how far we've come from when we first started up here. And sometimes that alone, I just go, wow, we really got a lot done. But, you know, it just takes time. And if you are not a person that has to have instant gratification, then definitely this is something that you could do. If you were a person that has to have instant gratification, I would suggest you not even bothering. Don't even try to live off-grid, because there's going to be setbacks, there's going to be roadblocks that happen, there's going to be bumps in the road. Things are going to happen, okay? You have plans, you know, maybe you reach some of those plans in that particular year and some you don't. But as long as you are making forward progress, regardless, that's what it's all about. And that's what we're doing, you know. And like I said, I'm very excited for this year. Really, really excited for this year. I think that a lot of good things are going to happen this year, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And we'll see what happens. But so yeah, we're just having a really kind of a chill day here at the homestead today, and it's just been very, very miserably cold outside, so we really haven't ventured out much at all, and that's been okay as well. And but you know, like I said, next week they're talking, I think one of the days next week is going to be 50, so that's going to feel like a heat wave. We'll see how it all goes, but we get back up into the teens, high teens and 20s, I'll be happy with that, to be honest with you. So anyway, guys, listen. I hope you're having a good weekend. Hope everybody's being safe. I know that the storm is pretty much passed through now, and everybody's trying to recover, you know, from everything that's happening, you know, from it. I know maybe up in New England area, you guys might still be getting hit by it. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, stay safe, be careful, and I'm catching a lot of flack, just so you guys know, a lot of flack for saying that the people in the South don't know how to drive in the snow. Catching a lot of flack for that. I realize there's a lot of transport from the north have moved down south. You guys know how to drive in the snow. Truckers, I know you guys know how to drive in the snow. You do it all the time. So I don't mean any disrespect, but when I lived in North Carolina, for a year, and we had a snowstorm there. They called it a snowstorm. We got like 2 inches of snow. Maybe I think it was 3 at the max. There was cars flipped over in ditches, and I was driving at the time. I was driving. What was I driving? I think I had my Trans Am. No. Was it my Trans Am? I think I had a Trans Am at that point, which was horrible in the snow. Horrible in the snow. And I was driving around going, are you freaking kidding me with these people? So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Not being able to react the right way, and knowing that you need to slow down and watch out for things. That's more what I'm talking about when I'm harassing you guys about not being able to drive in the South. So. And like I said, you know, people just panic, which I find amusing when you have an inch of snow that they panic. So, I mean, you know, we get a foot of snow up here. And somebody was saying, oh, I've seen nothing but videos in the north of everybody's in ditches and stuff like that. Yeah, well, when you got 2 foot of snow everywhere and you're still out driving in it, you're going to have accidents. That happens. You guys down there, you don't want to go outside if there's 2 inches of snow. So, anyway, that being said, no, not trying to rip on anybody, just saying what I've seen personally and stuff like that. So anyhow, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a great weekend. Please be safe. I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We have no idea what's going to happen. So making sure that the people that you care about know how you feel is so, so important. And remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Just work at your goals methodically, and you will get there. You really, truly will. Even if it's a small goal, it's very, very satisfying once you reach it and you make it happen. I know, like with doing the different wood things that I wanted to get done this fall, you know, when I got the smaller stuff all zipped up, it made me feel absolutely awesome that I got that out of the way, because I had been procrastinating on that for a long time. But I did it, and I got it done before the snow came, which made me feel a whole lot better. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? Hang in there. I will talk to you all tomorrow. I hope everybody's doing well. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.